Welcome to our channel, Exploring It All. I'm Miraculous Girl. Join me and my dad while we explore all this stuff on the table. And remember to hit like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. Ding! Thank you for watching.
Well, thank you for that amazing introduction, Miraculous Girl, and thank you everyone for joining us again here on Exploring It All. So today, as she said, we are going to be taking a look at some of our preparations. And the first thing that we did for Hurricane Hilary, and the first thing that we did was, or I did, is I started charging my battery packs and things of that sort for batteries and that sort of thing. I don't own a generator, and at this point I don't even, the one I had died. I had one of those big giant battery things, and I don't even have that anymore. So I just had a lot of smaller battery packs for charging things through USB, like your phone and stuff like that. So we're going to kind of go over that, and we're going to go over lighting. Now, one of the first things I can tell you right now that I learned in preparing for Hurricane Hilary is I need to be better organized. I have a ton of stuff, and it's in bins and different things, and I just need to better organize my stuff, especially in preparation for some sort of a disaster, be it an earthquake or, you know, and I have a little go bag and stuff like that, or can get home bag, whatever you want to call them, but I just need to be better prepared and organized for shelter in place. Now, when it comes to, if you're going to have alternative energy, like you have a generator or something like that, and I had people, and if I had needed one, I would have gone and bought one, but I had people offering to buy me one and stuff, and I appreciate that, but I didn't feel it was going to be something we were going to need. Based off our location, they were very much predicting that the hurricane was going to be down to a level 1, if not tropical storm, by the time it got as far north and inland as us. And that actually was the case. I forget, I think it was barely a hurricane when it made landfall down in San Diego, and we're about 200 or so miles north of that, and another almost 100 miles inland. So it was going to be low level. I knew we'd get a lot of rain, and a lot of times when we get a lot of rain here, the power will go out. Usually not for long term, but it will go out. So I just kind of wanted to be prepared for that. So I started charging up battery packs, and one of the first things I realized is I need more of these, the cubes for charging. It's great, and I actually have a splitter for the cubes, and I don't have it right here, but I do have a splitter for the cubes as well that has another 4 basically plug-in points, and that works great, and I was able to get things charged up. Now, one of the first things I charged is your battery packs, and I have a couple more of these. There's one out in the car and stuff, and these are all solar powered, and they got the little green light going on here because it's actually charging just here in the sunlight, and they all have little flashlights on them, and these are all fully charged. I think this one has a little flashlight too. Well, maybe this one doesn't. Oh, this one does not have a little flashlight, but that's okay. But these are all just USB powering things. You can power anything that can be charged through a USB port. And then I also have a couple of kind of fuel rod style ones. These are great as well, and I charge these up. Here's another one that has a flashlight in the end. So you have that. And then I also have this O-Light, and this is a battery pack. You charge this with a C charging port, and you charge this up, so you have what's in the flashlight, plus you have the battery pack that will charge it as well, and it doesn't have to be plugged in, so that way you have secondary power on that. So you have that, and then you have your batteries, your rechargeable batteries. Anymore, I use these rechargeable batteries in my camera, that way I don't have to buy them. But you also want to make sure you have extra batteries on hand. And then also you have chargers like this for the larger batteries. And then I even have some USB rechargeable batteries. So there's a lot of options for charging things And that's the first thing I set out to do. And it takes time to, you know, things will charge in 5 seconds. It takes time to charge those things up. And so if I had more of these USB blocks, and I do have a couple more than this, but I didn't have as many as I wanted to be able to charge as many things as I wanted. So with that, the next thing you're gonna really want if your power goes out is light. You need light. And as you guys can see, I got a bunch of different flashlight options. You know, headlamps, and this one's great because it angles down. This is the Gumby, I think it was called, something like that. And works great. And it's already angled down just to do basic little things. You don't always have to have, you know, the whole house lit up, but I have a lot of different styles of headlamps, and this is a rechargeable one. I have battery powered ones, I have rechargeable ones, so you got those kind of headlamps. You have, this one's a Nebo, and these all work off actually the Olight one isn't compatible, but the magnetic attachment, and the Nebo is the same example. And these things go really bright, strobe, flashing light warning. There we go. So you got that. You got your Olights, and this one changes with that. And I will touch on one thing I'll say, and I got a bunch of different Olights. You know, there's been a lot of talk about Olights. This was one of the first ones I got. I got this Olight in Battle Box maybe like 6 years ago. This is the Striker M1X. And the one thing I have to say, and I sometimes switch this around. Nope, that's not the one. It'll be in this one over here. One thing I have to say is this one right here. And it came in this one originally. And this flashlight, the Striker, this one's not rechargeable via, you don't plug anything into that. But it came with this Olight battery and this charger. And this battery, I've had this battery for a good, well, since I've had the flashlight, so 6, maybe 7 years at this point, closing in on 7. And it works fantastic. I got this it's one of my first battle boxes, the EDC box. I carried this every day at work, recharged it multiple times. These two flashlights both use the same battery, but that battery's still working. So anyway, again, and this one's unique. I got this flashlight for free, but it turns like that. Has the red. So you got a lot of different flashlight options. You got the light band one. And then also, you got lanterns. So this lens lighter one, and this one acts as a battery pack, but it actually has a charging feature. It'll glow in the dark. And you can dim this one and make the setting wherever as bright as you want. So that's really cool. And then once it gets charged up, you can see the little green. That's just glow in the dark there, that little green at the bottom. So you have that. You have these types of lanterns. And this is just a regular battery powered one. I got these at Costco. I have a bunch of these. Just opens up, turns on. You just want to make sure you have batteries. Make sure you check your batteries. Make sure your batteries aren't corroding. Check on these things. And I have a bin full of a bunch of flashlights like that. But hey, you run out of batteries. All right, I'm going to be careful not to tilt this. I got this at my local grocery store in their kind of emergency section. I have a few of these. And they are a 115-hour emergency oil lantern, candle lantern kind of situation. These things are great. And I have a couple of these old, what we used to call hurricane lanterns. I used to have some really antique ones. I do have a couple of smaller ones, but that are at least 100 years old. But I have a bunch of lamp oil for these. I have these. You want to be careful because you're using flame on this. So you want to make sure you put it out and stuff and don't burn your house down and things of that sort. So that's another one. And then you also have inflatables, like this one is a blow-up inflatable. And again, you just want to make sure you get these things out, that you have them charged. I don't know if this one's still charged or not. Still has a little bit of a charge. This is one of those glowy or inflatable ones. Here's the charging cable. And this one works as a battery pack, so you can charge other things with it as well. And I have a couple of these different styles like this. There's a lot of little solar pop-out lanterns. Like I said, I have a bin full of these. So batteries, make sure you have them. Lanterns, have them in accessible places where you can get them. I always have some extra flashlights in my little EDC pouches and whatnot. You want to have something around. Here's a headlamp. I usually keep my arc light in that. It's sitting over here on the table. But you want to have your lighting around so when your power goes out, you're going to be able to see and find whatever you need next. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Remember, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and be nice to each other.